Good morning once again. So this time we will discuss about one of the topic in chapter 8, teachers as curriculum leaders and instructional planning process. Instructional leadership is always associated with the school administrators, particularly school principals or head teachers who manage curriculum. According to Oliva and Ornstein and Hansken, they define curriculum to include instruction. So accordingly, curriculum and instruction are inseparable o hindi dapat ihiwalay. Because part of curriculum processes is instruction that deals with the implementation of the curriculum. Curriculum leadership, therefore, is broader in scope and has more function compared to instructional leadership. Thus, instructional leadership is one of the functions of curriculum leaders. According to McEwan 2003, instructional leaders must be knowledgeable about learning theory, or how students acquire and retain knowledge. Effective instruction. So, kailan natin masisiguro na ang ating instruction ay effective if there's progress na nangyayari. And also, we must knowledgeable about curriculum, which recognize as the power within the educational force. In other words, education is a powerful tool that can transform lives, break down barriers, and open up opportunities. Teachers and schools have the power to influence how education is delivered and what impact it has on students. Consequently, curriculum leaders perform their instructional leadership function when they are able to represent the school philosophy, vision, mission, core values, curriculum, and plans to the learners, teachers, parents, and other stakeholders. Now we proceed in instructional leadership as one of the functions of curriculum leaders may need to do the following function. First is supervise the implementation of curriculum and academic standards. Curriculum leaders plays a crucial role in curriculum development and implementation. So basically, sila ang nagadikta o nagapatupad kung ano ang curriculum design ang dapat sundin at ituro ng isang teachers. Ano yung dapat i-implement na naka-align pa rin sa academic standards sa school, goals, or even sa mga needs sa learners. Promote a school culture. It includes the values, beliefs, norms of different students. So dapat ang school ay kumbaga culture sensitive and climate conducive to teaching and learning. So dito natin ma-define what type of school environment we have. Conducive ba, comfortable, or convenience for the learning and teaching process. Communicate the philosophy, vision, and mission of the school. So these are the core values and objectives and aims which a school walks on the way of success. So dapat alam ito ng mga estudyante. Next, train teachers and school staff. The good example is through seminars or webinars. The teachers and school staff lead by the head teachers or principal so that they can improve their teaching process inside the classroom. Next, lead the development or purchase the instructional materials. So just like the traditional resources, the books, textbook, and supplemental reading materials, or even TV to help or support the teaching process inside the classroom. Next, prepare the school budget for instruction. Every school have the budget or the finance that will use for instruction. Next, observe classes of teachers. Observing if nagawa ba nila ang kanilang role as a teachers. And last, check assessment tools. Their exams, quiz, test, and authentic assessment na naka-align sa standards or criteria. Curriculum leaders fulfill this instructional leadership function in dynamic and democratic ways. So they inspire teachers and students to commit themselves to excellent teaching and learning. They create efficient systems to ensure smooth implementation of instruction. Planning effective instruction is an important task of a teachers as a curriculum leaders. Reiser and Dick 1996, they develop an instructional planning model that present a very logical sequence of instructional planning. In Reiser and Dick's model, the teachers as curriculum leaders need to ensure that the curriculum standards and competencies as reflected in the instructional goals are implemented carefully. So this model emphasizes the importance of analyzing the content of the learners, if reliable ba or hindi. The characteristics of students, the general characteristics, their preferences, their learning styles, while the teachers select or define the lesson objectives. The model also puts emphasis on the development of assessment tools, the exams and authentic assessments, the planned instructional activities. Select activities that align with your learning objectives and also suitable for your students' abilities and interests. Choose instructional media, either PowerPoint presentation or using TV screen. Implement instruction, and last, revise instruction. So there's a changes to make sure that there is no gap. Examine student performance and also help the teachers to identify the weakness and the strength in the instruction. Planning instruction in Riser and Dick models include the following instructional procedure. First, the motivation. The purpose of the motivation is to generate interest in the lesson topic. So this is also a great opportunity to access the student prior knowledge about the subject or topic of the lesson. Next, presentation of objectives. Inform students about objectives or outcomes for the course to help them understand what they are expected to learn at the end of the lesson. Next, recalling prerequisite skills and knowledge. Help students make sense of new information by relating it to something they already know or something they have already experienced. So we ask them about their previous experiences, ask them about their understanding of previous concepts, relate previous course information to the current topic, have students incorporate prior learning into current activities. So next, presentation of information and examples. Structure your presentation in a logical and organized manner. Use bullet points or a visual to make the information easier to understand and navigate. We can also use real-world examples and scenarios to illustrate the concept that we are teaching. Relate the content to students' lives and experiences to make it more relevant and relatable. So it helps students see the practical application of what they are learning. Next, practice and feedback. Students have opportunity to practice what they are learning and given timely, specific, and actionable feedback based on their current performance in relation to the desired outcomes. Next, summary or the overview of the lesson. And the last, the assessment. The assessment given at the end of the lesson, like quiz or a test. How a student performed on this assessment tells you how successful your lesson was and if the lesson needs to be redesigned or to revise. Teachers may use several teaching strategies and learning activities in each procedure to ensure the success of instruction. Teachers need to respond to the learning needs of the students and align their teaching style with the learning styles of every student. Kaya ang planning is kinakailangan or it is necessary. Instructional media and other instructional materials also play an important role in instruction. Teachers need to select the instructional media that can be used to help effectively implement the objectives of the lesson. Implementing instruction includes actual teaching and learning process. So in this part of instruction, the teacher's skill in effectively carrying out the lesson is needed. So kinakailangan ang kahusayan at kaalaman ng isang teachers para sa mabisang paggawa ng lesson. The last part of the process is revision of instruction. So in this process, the teachers will use the result of student assessment in revising instruction. Teachers as curriculum leaders need to know how to utilize the result of assessment in improving classroom instruction. So that's all about teachers as curriculum leaders in instructional planning process. Now we proceed to another topic in Chapter 8, Teachers as curriculum leaders in evaluating instruction. In evaluating instruction, teachers need to look at the following procedures. Now let's first discuss the first step, planning for the evaluation. It is important to establish an evaluation plan before the program starts to make sure that the evaluation research questions measures the methods aligned with evaluation goals. First, develop the purposes and objectives of the evaluations. So what is the main reason for this evaluation? The purpose should be clear and concise. Define the objectives. So these are the specific goals that the evaluation aims to achieve. Second, determine the data and other information needed. Determining the data and other information needed is a crucial step in any evaluation process. Align with objectives. The data you collect should directly relate to your evaluation objectives. Identify data sources. Where will you get your data? This could be from surveys, interviews, or observation. The next, set the timeline for the evaluation. Setting a timeline for your evaluation is crucial to keep everything on track, starts and also end of the dates. Determine when the evaluation will start and when it should be completed. This gives you a clear time frame to work within. The second, determine instructional evaluation design. Just like in doing curriculum evaluation, in instructional evaluation, the teachers will need to describe the following. So first, types of information needed for evaluation. So when conducting an evaluation, various types of information are needed to assess the effectiveness, impact, or outcomes of a program, intervention, or educational initiative. Next, sources of information. When conducting an evaluation, it's important to gather information from a variety of reliable sources. It could include surveys, interviews, or observation. Next, methods for collecting the needed information. Surveys, it can be conducted online through paper forms. Surveys are useful for collecting quantitative and qualitative data. Interviews involves having direct conversation with individuals or groups to gather information. Observations involves systematically watching and recording behaviors, activities, or events. Next, methods for analyzing the data gathered. Analyzing data gathered from various sources, such as assessment, surveys, or observation, can provide valuable insights into student learning, teaching effectiveness, and other educational aspects. Next, timeline for conducting evaluation. Creating a timeline for conducting an evaluation is essential for staying organized and ensuring that all necessary tasks are completed within a reasonable time frame. The third one, develop instructional evaluation instrument. First, class observation guide. Class observation guide can be a helpful tool for systematically observing and documenting various aspects of a classroom environment, physical setup, the classroom climate, observe the overall atmosphere, student-teacher interaction, and the level of respect and inclusivity, student engagement, participation, active learning, student collaboration. Next, the checklist. Checklist can be a helpful tool for organizing and ensuring that all necessary tasks or items are completed. Next, questionnaires are a commonly used tool for gathering information from individuals in a structured and standardized manner. Next, surveys forms. Surveys forms are a popular method for collecting data from individuals in a structured and systematic way. Define the purpose. Clearly identify the objectives of the survey. Identify the target audience. Next, interview guide. An interview guide can be a valuable tool for conducting structured interviews and ensuring that you gather relevant and consistent information from your interviewees. And the fourth, collect data. The teachers will collect or gather necessary data needed for the instructional evaluation. First, focus group discussion. Focus group discussions are a valuable qualitative research method for gathering insights and perspectives from a group of individuals on a specific topic or issue. Next, interview with the students and teachers. Conducting interviews with teachers and students can provide valuable insights into their experiences, perspectives, and feedback. Next, actual class observation. If you are conducting an actual class observation, clarify the objectives. Clearly define the objectives of the observation. Remember, conducting a class observation requires professionalism, respect, and sensitivity. It is an opportunity to gain valuable insights and provide constructive feedback to support the growth and development of the teacher and the student. Next, examining samples of student outputs. Examining sample of students' output can provide valuable insight into their learning progress, skills, and understanding of the subject matter. Next, examining assessment tool used in the classes. Examining assessment tools used in classes can help evaluate the effectiveness of the assessment methods and provide insights into students' learning outcomes. Next, checking the facilities and other instructional materials. Checking the facilities and instructional materials in a classroom or educational setting is essential to ensure a conducive learning environment. Next, checking of lesson plan. Checking lesson plan is an important process to ensure that they are well designed, aligned with learning objectives, and effectively support student learning. And next, interview with principals and supervisors. Conducting interview with principals and supervisors can provide valuable insight into their leadership practices, educational vision, and strategies for school improvements. Overall, when we are conducting interviews, it requires professionalism and respect. It is important to create a safe and respectful environment during the interviews, ensuring that participants feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and experiences. And fifth, analyze data. The teachers will analyze the data gathered and interpret results. And the last, report findings or the results of the instructional evaluation. During the actual observation of classes, instructional evaluation could focus on the following aspects. First, appropriateness of the activities and strategies to the students and to the topic. Assessing the appropriateness of activities and strategies for students and the topic is crucial for effective teaching and learning. Next, active participation of student in performing learning tasks. Active participation of student in performing learning tasks is essential for engagement, deeper understanding, and the development of critical thinking skills. Next, useful of instructional materials. In meeting the desired objectives of the lesson, instructional materials play a crucial role in supporting teaching and learning by providing resources, information, and activities that align with the desired objectives of the lesson. Conducive of classroom environment for learning. Creating a conducive classroom environment is crucial for promoting effective learning and maximizing students' engagement. Next, pedagogical content knowledge or PCK. Level of teachers. Next, pedagogical content knowledge or PCK. Level of teachers. Pedagogical content knowledge refers to the specialized knowledge that teachers possess about how to teach specific content areas effectively. It involves understanding the content knowledge of a subject and the pedagogical strategies necessary to convey the knowledge to students in meaningful ways. Next, classroom management. Classroom management is a critical aspect of teaching that involves creating and maintaining an effective learning environment. Effective classroom management is not just about maintaining order, but about creating a positive learning environment where students feel engaged, motivated, and respect. Next, development of positive relationship between students and teachers. A positive relationship between students and teachers can greatly enhance students' academic achievement, motivation, and emotional well-being. It's one of the most important factors in creating a positive and effective learning environment. Next, effective presentation of concepts. Presenting concepts effectively is a key skill for teachers. It involves explaining ideas clearly, engaging students, and making the materials relevant and interesting. And last, effectiveness of the teacher is carrying out the instructional procedures. The effectiveness of a teacher in carrying out instructional procedure can significantly impact students' learning and engagement. The results of instructional evaluation is important in planning how to improve the curriculum and its implementation. The result is also useful for designing a mentoring program for new teachers. And that's the end of my parts, and thank you.